Yes, it's people, and welcome back to another video on the Bridge YouTube channel where we bring you all things Chelsea. I'm your host with the most, the Bridge 258, here to discuss the preview for the third round Caraboa Cup game between Chelsea versus Brighton. Here we go. Going into this, obviously Brighton have just won 3-1 against Bournemouth. Yes, they lost in the Europa League against quite weak opposition, I would say, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, they did lose in the Europa League. They come into this quite strong off a win. To be honest, any team they feel they'll still play the same style of play, which will be, usually a bit more attacking through the lines. The type of, they usually like to play through the middle and then pass it into like a winger, like a Matomi or like a Dringa, and then you've got their striker there, whether it be a Welbeck or João Paulinho. So João Pedro, as I say, not João Paulinho. I say João Paulinho. João Pedro. So we know what Brighton's style of play is going to be. I think they're going to be very up for this game in particular, considering the fact that we've obviously been taking a lot of their players. So this is a competition for them that they're going to be trying to do the best they can. De Zerbi obviously was not happy about the fact that Caicedo left Brighton for Chelsea too. At the end of the day, man, heavy competition. It's going to be a very competitive game at the end of the day. But for me, Brighton are definitely coming out of this from the stronger sort of view. Now, whether or not there'll be that minor change, whether or not they'll be changing that much, really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, I do feel like the system works so well. It doesn't matter what play they plug in there; it just works perfectly for them, in my personal opinion. So it is what it is, really. But that is where we are at so far, in my opinion. So it's nothing much else to say really in regards to Brighton Football Club. Now let's turn our attention to Chelsea Football Club. Now I want to start obviously with the interviews from Pochettino. Now Pochettino has essentially confirmed that obviously Cole Palmer will be starting the game. He's also spoken about the fact that he's happy with what Levi Cole has been doing as a fullback in the Chelsea squad too. That's something that he has said personally. And honestly, for me personally, I was surprised when he said that, man. I was to say that I'm shocked would be a massive, massive understatement, because I was like, I couldn't believe that he said that, man. Him, him saying that was mad. I'll be real, man. Them. So it is what it is. We move. But honestly, for me personally, when it comes down to it, I want to be seeing, a fullback there. Whether that be Ian Matson, Ben Chilwell, even a Marco Correa can work there. But we'll see, man, at the end of the day, man. That's all I will probably say to that. In regards to that, other stuff that he's talking about, he's talked about how the data, has been showing that they've been playing good. So the data has been showing Thiago Silva been playing good. When you're only passing to your centre backs, man, the data is gonna say you only have a 95% pass rate. But when you're not being serious and when you're not having enough impotence in going forward, trying to create those plays and everything, then really the only situation is nothing's cooking there, in my opinion. So it is what it is, in my opinion. In regards to any other stuff that he's spoken about, nothing much really. He believes that the results will eventually come, and again, for me, I'm like, I don't disagree whether or not the results will come. For me, it's more so a problem that are we necessarily given these guys the necessary opportunities for them to be in the right position to do what they need to do. That's what I always ask. So again, and then we'll see about that too. But listen, I'm not too worried in regards to what's gonna happen. I probably think he's gonna play a similar formation with Sanchez in goal. Sorry, Petrovic in goal. He's then gonna play someone either of Chilwell or Chilwell, Kukurea or Matson as the left back. I wouldn't be surprised if we see like this. Levi Cole would then play again. Disasi as your right centre back. And then RCB, sorry, and then as your right back, I think he's gonna play Caicedo there, and then you will have Ugochukwu, and then you will have Enzo in your midfield, Cole Palmer in the 10. Who's gonna be in the left wing? Mudryk will probably get another game in the row for himself. Now I think Madueke might actually play rather than Sterling too, and then I think Jackson will play the game because he has confirmed that Armando Broja is not ready to start the game. Now, in regards to whether or not we need to win this game, we must win this game again. Listen, it's gonna be a very hard position. I personally do not believe we're gonna win this game. We'll get to that, of course. But for me personally, I think if you're a Chelsea Football Club, this is the best opportunity for you to try and build that winning mentality of such a young squad, particularly like in the Caraboa Cup, or much later when you start getting into the FA Cup too. But it's a good competition for the young guys to get into the groove, winning these competition games, and getting them ready and in that Chelsea mindset. Now for me personally, right, you've said the squad I've said, what I think Brighton will be playing. But for me personally, and I've said this before, I think we're going to lose this game. I think for me, Brighton, yeah, they're just on a great run. They know their system. The players can work in and out. It doesn't matter who's playing for them, who's not playing for them. You can be their backup six or their starting six. It doesn't starting six. It's just going to work. You know what I'm saying at the end of the day. So for me, I think Brighton are going to beat Chelsea 2-0 in my opinion. It's going to be very, very good win for Brighton. It's not going to look pretty for Chelsea, man. We're going to get cooked everyone, man. And when that happens, you're gonna have to ask questions again on Mauricio Pochettino, in my opinion. But we move on that one still. But that's the belief I have that Bayern are gonna beat us 2-0. And really, man, we talk about this fixture. What am I looking for? Even though this is my prediction, I'm looking for to see Mudryk create more chances. I'm looking again for Jackson. Listen, we can talk about obviously now. You're now getting Cole Palmer behind you. Let's see if you can start cooking and doing the job that you need to do. That's all I'm gonna say with Jackson. So, excuse me. We'll see again, whether or not he can cook now when I've got a 10 actually behind him. If Madueke is playing, I want to see a bit more strength from him. I want to see if he can cook, against this side. So I'm looking forward to seeing Madueke play. If not Madueke, then if it's Sterling, I want to be seeing Sterling be more decisive. Stop this nonsense of 1 week you're hot, 1 week you're cold, 1 week you're shooting shots in the back of the net. The next minute you're shooting shots into the stands and giving people CTE. So, you need to chill out, man. Simple as that, really, when it comes down to it for me personally. So, that's what I'm expecting from my attackers. Obviously, Cole Palmer's getting his chance. Let's see if you can do what you need to do there. Obviously, I think with Caicedo, obviously he's playing at right back. I know he played there quite well. I know people may be thinking that Disasi may play there, but I think for me personally, if you're Chelsea Football Club, don't risk Disasi, man. Don't risk Disasi playing there. Just keep it simple. Caicedo's a better backup, got a bit more pace than Disasi. Play Disasi as a centre back and drop Thiago Silva, because that's what you need to do anyway, in my opinion. At the end of the day, we don't need to be playing Thiago Silva week in, week out. So I think that's pretty much all in regards to that. Obviously, I think if I was to speak on anything else to talk about, maybe Enzo, we need to see a bit more rising out of Enzo, in my opinion. Yes, you're not being playing the right position, but at the end of the day, I think someone said this best to me. Yes, the players may not be playing the right position, but they also need to, be able to rise to the occasion and make plays happen. If the manager's not helping you, work together as a team to make things happen and let yourselves win. Don't let yourselves die on your own sword at the end of the day. And I think that's a fair point, particularly when you're talking about Chelsea Football Club. So I think that's a fair point, and I like that idea. So we'll see if what happens and how it goes on. But again, I think that's pretty much all we can talk about in regards to this preview, because obviously Chelsea coming in here, no wins. If we don't score against Brighton, I believe. Because it's gonna be the first, isn't it? When we play, it's gonna be the first October when we play. So that means Chelsea will not have scored a goal in the whole of September, and so that will be very, very bad for us. So we need to score in the day, whether we like it or not. We need to show some level of attacking impotence, So whether or not we will do that though, another question that we got to ask ourselves, lads. And again, this is what it comes down to for me, Chelsea. We're being very impotent in attack. If you know what impotent is, you know what it means, yeah. You know what I mean? We've literally got ED in attack, man. We've got ED in attack because we're doing everything, we're playmaking everything, but we just got ED. So, you know what I mean? Nothing's getting shot in. So, it is what it is there. But when it comes down to it, for me personally, Chelsea need a win, but they won't get the win in my opinion. And I think for me personally, the formation I gave isn't probably the one that's going to happen. He's going to do some Bandulu shit, as usual, Pochettino. And then, you know what they're going to say? Oh, it's the manager's fault. Oh, it's the manager's fault. No, sorry. Oh, it's the owner's fault, sorry, I should say. Oh, it's the owner's fault. It's the owner's fault that he's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing that. But he's not helping himself either when he's doing all that nonsense anyway. But hey ho, man, we move on that one still. So that's the video, guys. Again, please make sure to like, share, subscribe. As I said to you before, in my opinion, Brighton will beat Chelsea 2-0. That's just the facts of the matter. I know that many people may or may not like that at all, but it's just the fact of the matter. Brighton will beat us 2-0, and it will be cooking. And again, we'll be able to watch that together. I think the game's at 7:45, so I'll always be 1 hour before. So either it'll be 6:45 or 7 o'clock. That'll be on. I'll see. No, I'll say 6:45. 6:45 I'll be on definitely for sure. Tomorrow on Wednesday to do the watch along, and you can see me and all of us laughing at Chelsea getting cooked, man. You know what I mean? Listen, I said this before. If you don't cry, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. Let's not cry, man. We're in the mud. It is what it is. We just gotta hold that L. And guys, that's the video. As I said before, please make sure to like, share, subscribe. Help me to get to 1k. I'm 48 away from 1k now, lads. 48 man of you. Please just subscribe, lads. Help your brother out here. Help a fellow Chelsea Blue out here. As always, I've been your host, the most, the Bridge 258. Dedicate your hearts, and as always, please make sure to stay blue.